Hello. Thank you for taking the time to allow our team to present a solution for expanding Comcast call centers. Our team, comprised of Lavanya Baba, Justin Dwight, Shakia Smith, and Rafael Torres, has developed a selection methodology to compare numerous potential countries for additional call center sites, which ultimately led us to the selection of Kenya as the best option. Now, before we get into the details on Kenya, I would like to take you through the selection process that allowed us to narrow our choices and finally arrive at our solution. Based on areas of interest provided in a question-answer session, we were able to develop a list of countries that met Comcast's initial requirements. Looking for countries that had a high level of English proficiency and a low cost, we created a field of 9 countries, which included Singapore, New Zealand, Canada, Chile, Brazil, Guatemala, Ireland, Kenya, and South Africa. In order to start narrowing the selection, we decided on 7 evaluation criteria that would best allow us to compare the potentials for success between each country. The criteria are listed here on the slide, along with the weights assigned to each. After researching the countries and entering the evaluation scores into an Excel model, we determined that the best solution for Comcast's new call center is in Kenya. A more detailed analysis, as well as the actual scoring model, are included in our paper. After our model determined that Kenya was the best choice, we began to deepen our research into the benefits and risks of Kenya as a new site for a call center. Kenya is a rapidly growing country and has a government-led initiative called Vision 2030, which is designed to incentivize foreign investment in business process outsourcing, or BPO. Additionally, we have found that Kenya provides a labor force with a high number of educated, English-speaking citizens, a population that is familiar with cable, high rates of unemployment, which would keep costs low, and an existing call center industry which provides opportunities for partnership with local vendors. However, it is not all benefits, as we determined there was risk associated with geopolitical instability and corruption, infrastructure and commuting, and natural disasters. Kenya has a large pool of available labor, with over 19 million working citizens in 2017. There is a large service-based economy with almost half, just over 47%, employed in services, as you can see reflected in the chart below. Looking at the population pyramid, Kenya is a very young country, with 31% of the population being prime working age between 20 and 40 years old, and 41% of the population being under 14 years old in 2017. The already ample labor population is going to drastically increase throughout the future. In addition to the amount of labor, there is also an 11% unemployment rate, which would make it easier to fill vacancies and keep costs low. One of the major strengths of Kenya is the level of English proficiency. There are 2 official languages, which are English and Swahili. English is a language of business in Kenya, and is therefore taught from an early age through all levels of education. In our research, we found that Kenyans were able to converse with minimal accents and are easily understood by Americans. The team was able to find multiple examples linked below. One example that I will play for you is from a DirecTV call center. You can hear that the English is easily understandable and provides the customer with excellent two-way communication. I encourage you to follow the additional links for more examples.
Thank you for calling about DirecTV. My name is Amanda. How may I help you?
Hi, I'd like to see if I can get DirecTV hooked up.
Okay, who am I speaking to?
Barbara West.
Okay, Barbara. Now, with DirecTV, we basically have 3 packages, all right? And the first one is the most basic package we have, which is the Total Choice, and you will be getting over 155 channels, okay? And your local channels as well, and it goes for only $44.99 a month, and that includes 1 satellite dish, 1 receiver, all right?
Okay.
And the second package is called the Total Choice Plus. With this one, you will be getting over 185 channels, and this goes for only $49.99 a month. And the last one is called the Total Choice Premier, which will give you over 250 channels, and it will give you all your premium channels as well, like HBO, Star Super Pack, Showtime Unlimited, Cinemax, and the Sports Pack. And that goes for only $99.99 a month. Okay.
And what do you get with the
Now,
Plus?
With Plus, you get over 185 channels, but you don't get the premium channels. However, you could order for that separately. Okay, like for the first premium channel, we would give it to you for $12 a month. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So, Barbara, from the 3 packages I've told you about, which one gets most of your interest?
The one, the 99.99 one.
Okay, excellent. So, what we're going to do is I'm going to place your order, okay? Before we go on, let me just ask you, how many rooms would you like to have DirecTV in?
Right now, just one.
Okay, excellent. So it's just going to cost you $99.99 a month because that comes with 1 satellite dish, 1 receiver. And Barbara, you do understand that this is a lease agreement, right?
Yeah. Well, okay. I seen an advertisement for the DVR, some type of package.
Yeah. With the DVR is a digital video recorder. Okay. Now, do you know how it works?
I just seen the advertisement.
Okay. Basically, with the DVR, you can watch up to 3 programs at the same time. Okay. You can watch one and have 2 programs recording for you. Okay.
Okay.
Live. Yeah, on different channels. Right. And with the DVR, it has an upfront payment of $99. That's an upfront payment. Okay. And then if you go with the Total Choice Premier, you only pay the upfront payment of $99, and then you don't have to pay the monthly charge. Okay?
And which one is that?
The one that you've chosen, the one for
okay.
$99.99, the one where you get 250 channels.
Yeah.
If you decide to go for the DVR as well, then you'll have an upfront payment of $99. So you'll pay $99.99 for the package plus $99 for the DVR. Would you like to do that?
Yeah. So I have to have $200 when they come connect it?
I beg your pardon?
I have to have the $200 when they come connect it?
Okay. The only thing, you have to have the $99.99. Let me just explain to you the activation process.
Oh, okay.
Now, you'll have to, the $99.99, you'll get a bill 10 days after activation.
Okay.
Okay, then you'll be able to pay that.
Okay.
But as for the $99 for the DVR, that's an upfront payment where you'd have to pay now, right? Either using your credit card, debit card, or check.
Okay, well then I don't want the DVR.
Okay, that's okay then. But however, what you will still have to pay is $95 for shipping and handling of the equipment, okay?
Okay.
Is that okay?
And I pay that today?
Excellent. Yes, that's what you need to pay for shipping and handling of the equipment. And installation is absolutely free of charge, so you don't have to worry about that.
Another benefit of call center operations in Kenya is the cost. The average monthly salary for a call center employee is 86,179 shillings, which equates to $838 in the US. While this may not seem like much when compared to US standards, in 2017, that wage would put a worker well into the top 50th percentile of salaries in the country. This competitive wage makes employment at a call center an attractive job for many Kenyans. Inflation in the country has been slightly high but stable, reported around 5.5% for 2018. On the other hand, call center wages have been increasing around 2 to 3% a year, allowing for costs to remain low. In addition to labor costs, tax costs are also a benefit in Kenya. The Vision 2030 initiative, in an effort to entice foreign investment into BPO, provides a 10% corporate tax rate for the first 10 years, which then moves to 15% for the following years. A strong dollar compared to the shilling, stable inflation, relatively slow wage growth in the call center sector, and tax incentives altogether will likely lead to stable or reduced costs over the long term. Kenya has a labor force that is not only large but increasingly educated. The education system is structured on an 8-4-4 model that is built around 8 years of basic education, 4 years of secondary education, and a 4-year undergraduate curriculum. Education is becoming much more commonplace and available in Kenya, as is shown by the fact that the number of universities in the country doubled between 2010 and 2014, along with a literacy rate of over 86%. Of most interest to businesses looking to outsource to Kenya, many universities are offering programs that focus on business process outsourcing as part of Vision 2030. The people of Kenya have a culture that would be conducive to call center operations. They are known to be warm and welcoming and often provide preferential treatment to guests and foreigners. Additionally, it is common for youth to show deference and respect towards elders. Potentially most important for a customer support-based service, Kenyans often will avoid conflict and remain polite even during frustrating encounters. In doing so, they tend to provide explanations and reasoning instead of just saying no. Kenya also has a billion-dollar tourism industry, much of which comes from the United States. In addition to tourism, there are multiple companies from the US and UK that are established in Kenya. Because of this, many Kenyans are familiar with US culture and therefore will be better able to establish connections and understanding with callers. Kenya has a growing base of internet and cable users, as seen in the increases shown here. This has led to the creation of a robust IT infrastructure. As part of this, there is an existing call center operations market, which would provide opportunities for Comcast to partner with a local call center. During our team's research, we identified and interviewed 2 local vendors. These vendors were Telesky and Technobrain. These were both robust call centers that serve many clients, one of which is DirecTV. Vendors like these would be an effective way for Comcast to expand its call center services into Kenya. Along with its benefits, Kenya also comes with risks. The most relevant to acknowledge are the geopolitical risks. Kenya has a history of rampant corruption and ranks poorly on the Transparency International Corruption Index. Political instability was also demonstrated during the 2017 election when the losing candidate refused to concede, leading to deadly protests and political uncertainty. However, since then, the situation has stabilized. Another threat worth noting is from the Al-Shabaab terrorist group, who has been active in Kenya and has claimed responsibility for multiple public attacks. However, they have largely retreated from urban areas and most likely would not have an impact on call center operations. Kenya has a few additional risks worth noting, one of which being the traffic fatality rate. It ranks among the worst in the world, with 29.1 traffic deaths per 100,000 of the population. However, Vision 2030 and the World Health Organization have developed targeted campaigns to try to improve this. Public health is also a concern, with significant rates of HIV, AIDS, malaria, and other disease. Lastly, natural disasters, such as the flood and drought cycles, may also have an impact on call center operations. In summary, after analyzing multiple countries against weighted evaluation criteria, our team determined Kenya would be the best decision for Comcast's expansion of call center operations. Kenya provides a substantial and low-cost labor force, a large and continually growing educated population, a strong English language functionality, opportunities to partner with local vendors and an existing IT infrastructure, and a culture that supports a positive customer experience. Thank you for taking the time to review our analysis and for considering the benefits of expanding Comcast call center operations into Kenya.